Hello and welcome to my Brooklyn kitchen. Today I am making flavored Yorkshire puddings. So I was inspired by the flavors of a quiche Lorraine, but I have different allium varieties. And I just really love Yorkshire puddings. So I've made, Yorkshires before, but I thought it'd be really cool if I cooked the Yorkshire puddings in the fat from the rendered bacon.
Farmer's market time. Go down to the farmer's market to see what we can find.
Normally, Yorkshire puddings, or like traditionally I should say, or you know what, let me start where I was gonna start. Normally Yorkshire puddings are cooked in canola oil or vegetable oil. Traditionally Yorkshire puddings are cooked in beef tallow, which, yum. Literally one of my favorite things in the world is beef tallow. Wish I could get I should really make more beef tallow in my life, but I can't. It's anyway, later, another day. So I thought to myself, why not, Yorkshires are pretty eggy, so why not kind of make a quiche Lorraine flavored Yorkshire pudding and then use the rendered bacon fat to cook the Yorkshires. I also found this absolutely incredible but very poisonous aluminum Yorkshire tin. And be careful, you shouldn't ingest too much aluminum in your life, that's what they say. But this aluminum bakeware is so good at what it does that don't use this every single day, but you shouldn't really eat Yorkshire puddings every single day. So there you go. Anyway, I found this on the street and I can't wait to use it. I literally can't wait to use it. So I've been dying to use that since I think last summer probably, or earlier this spring, something like that, who knows. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. These are from the farmer's market. As usual, I've left things too long, so I really should have used these day of. These poor little chives have gotten very dry, but that's okay in this application because we're going to mix them right into the batter, so they're going to add a nice flavor. And then we also have these beautiful spring onions that I got at the farmer's market, and I also got the bacon at the farmer's market. Have you heard of it? So yeah, this is a very markety episode. And the first thing to do, I think, is cut up the bacon so we can get that rendering kind of on low heat. I want the bacon to be kind of crispy because I'm also mixing that into the batter, the little pieces. And then we're gonna make the batter, and then the batter has to rest for 20-30 minutes, and then we'll make our Yorkshires. Okay, see how these bits are a lot more meaty? That's just how bacon is. Okay. So I'm gonna put this on the stove on low heat and I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Okay, so our bacon's cooking. I brought this flour out and I have 8 eggs in this bowl that I'm going to whisk up. Lovely. You want to make sure it's nice and homogeneous. And I did add a little bit of salt in there, and now I'm going to add some flour, and then I'll add some water. Okay, look at that. Not really a lump in sight, but if you see a small lump, that's no problem. Because this is gonna sit, hydrate, blah, blah, blah. It's all good. But it's too thick. So we have to add water. That was maybe too much water. It's like you get a little bit confident in your cooking and all of a sudden everything goes to shit. It's just literally, it's so funny. The cooking gods are very sensitive to any level of ego. At least in home cooking. Okay, this is very drippy and porey. I think it's the right texture. I'm gonna, those are technical terms. I'm going to now set this aside and slice up our alliums, our chives, and spring green onions. I can also hear that the bacon is doing things. So I'm gonna go over there, give it a stir, see what's going on. Here is the texture of our Yorkshire pudding batter, so you can see it more closely. There's like a tiny lump or two, but those don't really matter. Here is our bacon. Oh, see? It's sticking a little, which is fine. Just give it a little scrape. Don't use, whatever. Scrapey, scrapey. This might not be the best tool for this job, but it's what I chose to use, and now I'm going to switch. When you slice things, I like to think about, like, and when you're making recipes, I like to think about the end game. What are you trying to achieve with this onion? So we want like the onions and the bacon to be kind of like interspersed within the Yorkshire pudding. And we don't really want anything to take more kind of like presence in the bite than the other. So if you know that, then you don't want to cut like big huge chunks of onion, because then someone's eating it, they're gonna get a big huge chunk of onion, they're gonna be like, whoa, this is an onion thing. I think I've separated the light green and white parts and the very green parts because they have different texture and consistency. And these I'm going to slice a lot more finely and smaller than I'm going to these. That's what I'm saying, and we'll see what I end up doing. So I'm going to try to, this is a really nice size. So I found one that I like, I'm going to try to mimic that one. I lost one. And the thing about cooking is you are generally always going to come up to criticism because everybody feels like they have the right way of doing something. And that has been like a very big learning experience in my life because everyone cooks every day and everyone eats every day. So everyone has their own ideas of how something should be done. People grew up differently. Some people grew up like this, some people grew up like that. Well, my mom made this way, so that's how it should be done, da 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 da. So just try to make things the way that you like them, and then, you know, if people criticize you, it's like, okay, cool. That's how you want to do it. Do it that way. This is how I like to do it. Of course, there is the right way to do something if a recipe isn't working out because it's chemistry. But in terms of whether I'm going to cut this size or smaller, that's kind of up to you. Just putting this here for now. So I'm going to go a little thinner on these ones. Not much thinner. Okay, and sometimes when you cut things really ugly and stupid and you're like, what the fuck did I just do? Just throw that out, because I just did that. It's like, what are these? This is not, you can, you know, it's home cooking, so you could actually throw them in, but this is like, represents something to me that I have to throw it out. Here is our bacon. I'm gonna actually turn this off at this point. I'm gonna turn it off. Look at me go. Because it's still hot in there. Things are getting crispy. I don't want them too crispy because these are gonna cook again. Okay, so trim, if you want to do this really nice, trim off the ugly ends. And make little stacks. So those are like, these are gonna be super, super beautiful. And then as you get down, they get a little scragglier and weirder. Okay, all these little dry wispy bits, it's like, it's actually the same, like when you're trying to, if you want to get, you're like, I think I need to get my hair cut. If the end of your hair looks like this, time to cut it away. If your end of your chives look like this, time to throw it away. Okay, look, you have your beautiful little stacks of chives. I'm gonna cut these dry ones first. Maybe I'll show you what my little stacks look like because they look so nice. Oh, I said I was going to do these uglies first. Okay. Ugliest first. Oh, I'm out of practice. Ouch. Not bad. That's why you do the ugly ones first. Not my best work, but I haven't done this in a while. And when you're really trying to make nice chives, these little weird bits, they have to go in the garbage. And then pick out anything that doesn't match. This is more just for fun, you know, than it is for the recipe. Well, yeah. Oh my god, some of these are very bad. Oh. Next round, this one's gonna be better. Oh, like some of these it's like, oh, what is that, an italicized chive? Okay, let's see. Okay, here are my B+ chives. I think these are pretty good. These, like, definitely, I like. So pretty. So I'm gonna start with, that's probably the right amount. This is not, this is like probably a tablespoon and a half of fat. And hopefully I have enough to go around, but probably not, considering my luck today. Oh, very close. Very close. Not quite there. Let's see what we have in here. Okay, now this is just going in here. Boom. Well, these are gonna be very bacony. Oh, this is gonna taste so good. Okay. That's probably the right amount. Okay, good. So we had almost enough except for one of these little cups. So let's just try to make it work. You really only need like a very thin layer of oil. I've actually overdone it a little bit in some of these. What we're gonna do is just take a tiny bit out of a few, like take a tiny bit of that one, put it in there, and that one. Usually the first few are a little bit more generous than the last ones. And look at that. Pretty much evenly distributed. Once the oil is hot and the oven's preheated, you have to work really quickly. So I moved the mixture into a pourable thing, and I'm gonna set up the camera and everything by the oven, because once it's ready, it's just like go time, you go. Like I'm not gonna be talking. I'm just gonna be moving. Be swift, be careful, and you know, just say a little prayer. Okay, try to move. I already said swift. See how this is smoking hot? It is literally smoking hot. So start from the farthest away. Boom. That's how you do it. We have a little more, so we can do a second round. Oh, greasy. Hot. Ah! Okay. Yeah, maybe that was gonna happen. Look at our beautiful, okay, so they're not quite Yorkshires because they don't have a hole in the middle, but they are very beautiful. They have puffed up. They look good. They're soft. They're not crunchy. And I'm just going to move them onto the cutting board to let them cool. And I have probably enough batter to make not a full other round, like maybe three or five more. But I'll do that off camera. If you have a very sensitive smoke detector, make sure you just keep that in mind when you're making this recipe, because obviously the hot oil is going to create some smoke. I've just been battling with my smoke detectors. So, and that's why I can't make bread anymore, because I have very sensitive smoke detectors in this apartment. So, you know, give and take, right? But here are our little puffy thingies, and I'm gonna let them cool, and then I'm gonna have a try. Obviously, because we added a lot of ingredients to kind of weigh it down with all the onions and the bacon, they didn't exactly puff the way that a Yorkshire pudding normally does, meaning they don't have the hole in the middle. They still puffed up and they still look really yummy. So I'm excited to try them. Okay, so they smell good, they look good, hopefully they taste good. Let's just dig into this one. They're gonna be a little bit hot, but I'm kind of like wanting to eat this anyway. I mean, it looks beautiful. Oh, you can see all of our actually like nice little chive work that we did. Let me just make sure this is. Okay, let me try. Let me eat this. And it's extremely hot. So tasty. Oh my god. Stop it. Really good. Really bacony, oniony. It actually is, it's reminiscent of a quiche Lorraine, if I do say so myself. Obviously there's no cheese, but very bubbly, very light. Still has that slight egginess. So, you know, stay tuned, but what I would serve this with is as like a bed or next to, like basically as a version of an Eggs Benedict, which is one of my favorite meals. I'm an expert on Eggs Benedict. I've eaten probably over 100 Eggs Benedicts in my life from different places. And I think this would be a really good bed for your egg, and then with hollandaise on top instead of like gravy. Because normally it's like Yorkshire pudding gravy. This is like, honestly, just this with like hollandaise on top. Oh my god. And also just on its own is really good. Okay, so this has been delicious. What a great experiment. And who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll be making, or in the future I'll save a couple of these and do like a eggy hollandaise episode.
Thanks so much for watching till the end. I hope you learned some new techniques. I've started putting the ingredients lists in the description box below. I love any feedback, so please don't hesitate to comment. And if you like what I'm up to here at Miss Produce, then please subscribe to my channel. Thanks again, you guys.